Number 23, defense, Kayla Reiner. Number 24.
Long one, Ellie.
Reiner, and I'm a sophomore at Clackamas High School in Clackamas, Oregon. I have started center defender the last 2 seasons for my high school team. My freshman year, we made it all the way to the semifinal state championship game, which was an incredible experience, and I hope we can play for the state championship before I graduate. We are a very close team and do a lot of activities together outside of practicing games. Not only are they my teammates, but they are my family too. I started playing soccer when I was 5 years old. I played co-ed soccer in the Clackamas Youth Program until 3rd grade. Then I played Future Stars, Classic Development League until 5th grade when I was finally old enough to play classic soccer. I made the Eastside United 5th grade A team, and I played on that team for the next few years. Always working toward my dream of playing varsity soccer at Clackamas High School and to play in college. However, a severe illness set me back, and I wasn't sure if I was going to reach my goals. My very first day of high school in my leadership class, I was given the assignment to write a paper on what was your worst day ever. That was easy for me. My sister and I were so excited to go on a family vacation that didn't turn out the way that we planned it to. Here is my story. Live life like it's never going to end. I go by that quote every day now. I never actually lived my life to the fullest every day. I have regrets and I've made mistakes. None of that mattered when I went to vacation in Hawaii. Death was about to haunt me. I was in a paradise dream, but ended up in a nightmare. Stabbing knives were attacking my stomach. The pain was intolerable. I was in the worst pain I'd ever been in. At dinner, I couldn't eat. I was just sitting there watching my friends and family have a great time eating and laughing. As time passed, my pain increased tremendously, and I knew it was time that I needed help. My dad and I made a trip around the whole island of Maui for medical attention. I was screaming the whole entire way with pain, and I never felt that before. Being rolled in a wheelchair through the emergency room and down the waiting room, my pain was at its worst. The day I was injected with 5 different bags of medication because the doctors didn't have a diagnosis. Doctors in Maui decided to lifeline me to Oahu's Children's Hospital for urgent medical care. Being enrolled again, I entered my new home. My first few days in the hospital were miserable. I didn't know where I was, who I was with, and what was wrong with me. As the doctors ran many tests, my family and I had to sit and wait until the doctors figured it out. I just kept throwing up bile and was taking anti-nausea medications that were not working. After a few days, the nephrologist, Dr. Musgrave, came into my hospital room. He announced that I had E. coli strand 0157, the worst strain you could have. He was hoping that my body would eliminate the E. coli so it would not affect my kidneys. Unfortunately, the worst result, the E. coli attacked my kidneys and I went to another condition, which was diagnosed as HUS. This syndrome completely shuts down your kidneys. The toxins from the E. coli had gone all through my body. My kidneys weren't working and I was being put on a dialysis machine that would last for more than 3 weeks just so I could survive. At this point, I didn't know what was going on. I was drugged up every day and every night. All the medications were building up in my body and my kidneys could not eliminate the fluids in my system. I then had an allergic reaction to Phenergan, an anti-nausea medication, which made me have seizures, hallucinations, abnormal, and uncontrollable movements. Again, I didn't know what was happening or what was going on. I was in the ICU, so I got medical attention immediately. At this moment, I was at one of my sickest points. The doctors kept saying soccer shape was saving my life. My organs were used to being pushed. I just completed the classic qualifying tournament the week before we left for Hawaii, so I was in top physical condition. After 3 weeks in bed, 2 physical therapists helped me walk. I could only take 14 steps with their help, and they were so proud of me. I had just played 4 soccer games 3 weeks before, and I knew 14 steps were not good enough to play. I wondered if I would ever have the strength to play again. Being in the hospital in a different state away from my home is extremely lonely. I had very few visitors, but the nurses and doctors treated me like family. A newspaper article was on the front page of our local newspaper, The Oregonian, about me and my battle. The Portland Trailblazers started calling to offer support. Brandon Roy called my hospital room to encourage me to fight. Friends organized a call from Peyton Manning, and his talk about faith in athletes bouncing back really motivated me. Then, all of a sudden, the packages started to come in. I couldn't believe it. The teams I've played against were sending me get-well packages with cards and gifts. It was incredible. One team, Lake Oswego Extreme, put my number 3 on their shoe when they were playing in a tournament because I wasn't there playing against them. They sent me an autographed picture. It really hit me. Everything that youth sports really does for an athlete. No matter how competitive you are on the field, at the end of the day, all you want to do is your best, respect, and support each other. This was very apparent when after a month in the hospital, the doctor said I was stable enough to be transported to a hospital in Portland, except that I couldn't fly on a commercial plane. How do you get from Hawaii if you can't fly on an airplane? A coach from another team called my dad and said he had connections to a medical air transport team and would set up a flight home for me. Another example of how much youth sport shapes our lives. I had never personally met this man, but he went out of his way to help me get me home, and I forever will be grateful for him. After everything everyone had done for me and my family, I couldn't give up. I have to show them that I could do it. While I was in Hawaii in ICU, a prayer service was organized for my community to pray for my recovery. The Clackamas community also organized a welcome home party for me. Gloria's, a local restaurant, held a karaoke for Caitlin night. The entire community came to the event to show their support for me and my family. I had to work hard. I had to show them that I could play again. I started slowly playing again in June 2010. It was frustrating because it had almost been a year and I was slower and not as quick, but thankful to be playing again. It felt so good to run on that field again. I was going to be a freshman in high school and workouts began in July. I was not asked to be on the summer team and felt that my varsity dream was out of my reach. I had always been the leading scorer on my club team, and this was a setback emotionally. I knew if I hadn't gotten sick, I would be on that summer team, and that was hard for me. I didn't want to give up, and I kept working, hoping the coach would notice me. Clackamas is one of the largest high schools in the state with over 80 girls out for tryouts, so there was a lot of competition. Tryouts were in August, and I had 1 month, and I was determined to prove it to myself. During tryouts, I was moved to the varsity team. It had been exactly 1 year, and my hard work and determination was finally starting to pay off. The coach told me I made varsity and would be starting defender.
Hi, my name is Amy Mansour, and I'm the women's soccer coach at Clackamas High School. And I've had the honor and pleasure of coaching Caitlin Reiner for 2 years now. I had her as a freshman. She made varsity her first year trying out and made an impact on our team. She's a team player. She works harder than anyone else on the field. She's at every single day in, day out, practices, games. I can always count on her to be an impact player, to lead the team, and to perform. She's an athlete. She strives for competition, and she really raises the level of the game, of not just her game, but of her teammates. And speaking of teammates, she's definitely a team player. She's one of those players that coaches love to have because she makes them better, not just herself.
My freshman year, I played every minute of every game. I was honored with Player of the Week twice and was voted most improved by my teammates. I got stronger and stronger as the season went on.
Hello, my name is Jeff Erdman. I'm the athletic director at Clackamas High School in Clackamas, Oregon. I am very privileged to know Caitlin Reiner. Caitlin Reiner is currently a 3-sport athlete here at Clackamas High School. She's been a 3-sport letter winner her freshman and sophomore year in soccer, girls basketball, and in golf. Caitlin is a true inspiration to me as an athletic director, to her teammates, and to the school. I already told you about her athletic ability, but her academics, 3.85. But I think the most important thing is when I think of Caitlin is a miracle. She is a miracle. She's an inspiration to me. She's an inspiration to her teammates. And it doesn't matter about the winning or losing. It's about going out each and every day and doing your best.
Today, I volunteer at youth sports camps and hope to showing aspiring athletes that with hard work and determination, you can do anything you want to do. No matter what obstacles you have or what they are, work through them and know that in your heart, you did your best and you gave your all. I also volunteer at Providence Child Care Center for the Medically Fragile. This was an inpatient skilled learning nursing center for children. Working with these kids really puts life in perspective. Many of them are on feeding tubes and ventilators, and they enjoy interacting with outside teenagers, even though they can only watch me or anyone else do the activity for them. In August 2011, I tried out and made the ODP soccer pool for the state of Oregon. This is another opportunity to strive towards my next goal of playing college soccer. I am thankful to all of the coaches and teammates that I have been able to play with. The skills I have learned from being on a team are lifelong lessons that will make me a better person. My goal is to give back to the soccer community that believed in me and supported me.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Reiner. Thank you for considering me for the Insperium Soccer Award. I am truly honored to being one of the national semifinalists. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to be one of the first recipients of this award. I look forward to meeting you in January. Thank you.